Hello there. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of The Business Age. Rwanda's mining industry has grown significantly over the years, from small-scale operations to becoming one of the key players on the mining sector here within the African continent. On today's episode of The Business Age, we'll look at Rwanda's mining sector incredible growth over the years. You'll be with me, Naringwa Fiona Mothoni. According to data from the Rwanda Mines and Petroleum Board, the country currently has about 136 licenses for mining, which are owned by 99 companies. This shows a growing number of entities involved in the extraction of minerals, which is a promising indicator for the country's mining potential. Additionally, there are 18 exploration licenses held by 17 companies. To move up the value chain, Rwanda is also focused on developing its value addition capabilities with 3 value addition facilities currently operational. Mining remains one of the key contributors to Rwanda's GDP. Over the years, the sector has undergone significant modernization with improved technology, stricter regulations, and a growing emphasis on sustainability. Rwanda is now recognized as one of the leading producers of tantalum in the world. The Rwandan government has implemented policies to formalize and regulate mining, ensuring that it is both profitable and environmentally responsible. We're currently at the Bashamba mines that's managed and exploited by Gamiko Limited Mining Company. It sits on about 200 hectares of perimeter here in Nyamirambo in Kigali City. Monthly, it produces about 24 to 32 tons of tin.
So we are sitting here, it's in the Kigali sector, in the district of Nyarugenge. So it's near a neighborhood called Norvège. So we have a tin mine. We mine tin. So we extract it in an ore mineralized rock called cassiterite. So this mine has been opened by Belgium company during colonial time in 1931. So it's been mined on surface, but around 1985, that's when a state company called Somirwa started operating underground as minerals get exhausted on the surface. So they start opening underground. So far we produce an average of 28 metric tons of cassiterite per month. But we have a bigger capacity. We can even reach, we plan to reach even 100 metric tons per month. Because as you can see on the other side, behind me, we are building an automated mineral recovery plant that will be large. So it's part of the company investment, heavy investment, to increase our production and also to improve our efficiency, because for the moment we have 50% of operations is artisanal, another 50% it's mechanization. So investment in mining generally it's massive. In our company here, it's above 7 billion Rwandan francs since 2021, and we keep injecting capital because so that in years to come we can be able to get profit out of this investment. So far we have conducted extensive exploration activities. It means to find in this concession, which has around 200 hectares, to know all the spots where we have mineral reserves. And we have discovered significant mineral cassiterite reserves on this concession that will be mined for the next 34 years. And all the mineral veins, deposits that we have discovered, they stretch all the ways. It means from here up towards a place, an entertainment place called Fazenda, towards Mont Kigali, up to even neighborhoods of Kimisagara and Nyabugogo and Chiruhura and Gitichinyoni. You see, it stretches, it's really a huge reserve. So that's why we are confident and we are ready. Actually, we have even started investing heavily on this mine because we are sure of what we will harvest in the future.
We are currently about 120 meters from the surface. There is a huge presence of the cassiterite metal, which produces tin, and it also has traces of gold. Currently, monthly capacity is about 28 tons, but there are expansion plans that are currently ongoing, and they expect to produce about 70 tons monthly.
Here the process, in the morning, we check in all the workers, around 1,200 for the day shift, because the night shift is around 400. We check them in, we make sure that they have all the protective equipment, they wear them, we give them instructions, we dispatch them into smaller groups because we have around 400 faces. Facet means rocks that our workers mine every day. They start digging. When they dig, they dig on a mineralized rock. They use jackhammer, which is powered by powerful electricity and also compressed air. What they extract, they break the rock with those equipments. We take out the broken material, including cassiterite, using wheelbarrows and also some little machine called dumpers. It's a kind of vehicle. And they start washing. When they wash, they recover some cassiterite. What they cannot recover with this way of washing, we call it ground sluicing. We take the tailings, mean the waste, to the processing plant that you see, that you'll be able to see at the other side of this place. We use machines like crushers, different types of crushers, shaking tables, what we call jigs. They are machines that use what we call gravitational gravity to filter heavier materials. Heavier, it means metals with waste. So tin is a metal. It means materials will be able to be filtered and go down. The heavier materials will be separated and will be taken separate aside. And then we collect the material, we dry it. We again remove some more metals like iron, like silica, and other metals, so that we can reach a purity of 70%. So when you reach that purity, that's when we are able to go and sell to the local mineral buying houses in Kigali. So on this company, on this concession, we have also spotted some traces. It means some signs that we have gold on this concession. Because gold is not our area of specialty, it means because we need extensive and exploration works, which you need to have millions to be able to pay for those type of works, of researches. But maybe later on, we may, in case we have that capacity, we can apply for that license because we don't have a license to mine gold. But for now, we are not even sure whether it could be economically viable, but that's how minerals are discovered. When you see a trace, it means you can conduct researches. You may find that there are minerals that are economically viable. It means you can invest and so that you can mine and make profit. In case your research proves that they are not viable, your project you can call it that has failed. But it's part of the process, mining processes. So, but for now, our focus is tin, cassiterite.
This is the cassiterite that's gotten from the ground washing. After here, it's taken to the upgrading plant where it's cleansed further so that they can get a quality of about 70%.
The current market price, which is determined by the London Metal Exchange, it's the 1 kilogram of tin is $20. Yeah, so you can tell if you have 28,000 kilogram of tin, you can be able by yourself to know how much revenue that this mine generates. So the market is there. The electronic industry is booming. It means this metal will be sought after for many decades to come. So the market is there. Actually, that's why we have invested so that we can double or triple our production because we are sure of the market. We are building a plant. We have all the resources available. We are just in the process of building and finish it and start operating it so that we can triple our production. So we, in the next, let me say before the end of the year, we will triple our production.
Beyond its active mining sites, Rwanda is home to abundant and largely untapped mineral resources. Experts suggest that there are significant deposits of rare earth elements, lithium, and other valuable minerals yet to be fully explored.
Rwanda has abundant minerals. All these hills that you see around us, they are full of minerals. Saying that, you can tell by yourself, I hear allegations that Rwanda steals minerals. Tell me, how do you steal mineral in another country with a workforce of 1,600 people every day with this heavy logistic? Already you have lost money. Economically, there's no point, there's no business case of stealing the money because the price of 1 kilogram here in Rwanda is the same price of 1 kilogram of tin in Philippines, in Ghana, in Zimbabwe, in DRC. So imagine mobilizing all this to go and steal, how much will you make? So let me call it, it's propaganda, it's baseless. So instead, I would encourage anyone who is curious to know about Rwanda mining sector. They should come, not only come and see, they should come with investment. They will thank me later how much profit they'll make in the future.
Currently, there is a resource called lithium, which is present in Rwanda and which is considered as critical mineral. Critical mineral is something the world needs, but the quantity around the world is limited, while the world needs it very urgently. It changed, the critical mineral change, but most of the time is the mineral people are using in the battery industry. You know, very vehicles now use battery for environmental concern, etc. All these batteries need lithium. You can use lithium with cobalt, you can use lithium with copper, you can use lithium with nickel, but you still need lithium. So, and Rwanda contains a lot of lithium. So it attracts investors for that critical mineral. We have rare earth mineral. We are thinking to create a master program on that. It's because it's existing in Rwanda.
According to experts, mining in Rwanda dates back to the pre-colonial era. The industry played a major role in Rwanda's colonial economy, with exports reaching global markets. However, post-independence, there was a decline due to political instability and a lack of infrastructure.
Since human being exists, it's deal with mining for his weapon, for his tools, for everything. Before even the colonial people, Rwanda used to use tools in iron, which was mined from the ground. We use tool arch and any weapon which was made in iron, which is mined, artisanal of course. But if we go in history, we can say that since the German colonial period already, there was some research done in mining in Rwanda. Then the Belgium come, they have do more, but not at the same level as DRC, simply because when you have DRC and Rwanda, and you are the owner of the two, and in Rwanda you have a good weather, they call it a spring, eternal spring in 1,000 hill, you prefer to come in Rwanda to rest instead to come in Rwanda to mine. So they make some research in Rwanda, but most of the geology research in the colonial period was done in DRC. But the Union Minière du Haut-Katanga, which is located in the south of Congo, work also in Rwanda and determine the deposit which is in Rutongo and Rwinkwavu, etc., and start to mine since 1930s and produce a lot of mine. After the independence, Rwanda continue with the company like Somirwa, etc., And they continue to mine until the genocide. But when you are doing mining, there is something very crucial. You need to continue to invest. If you just mine and take the resource and consume the resource without investing, at one point you collapse. That's why geologists work with mining engineer. Geologists determine the deposit, then the mining engineer comes to exploit the ore, and geology continue to do what we call development. The future zone of exploration continue during the life of the mine. If you stop doing geology, at one point you consume your resource, or it become not that interesting to be mined because of it making deeper and donc becoming expensive and non-profitable. So you need to change. So it is a life of mining in the region. The Rwanda at one point become stuck. It coincided with the genocide, with a lot of things. Then after the genocide, we continue to mine in Rwanda. No one who are a bit knowledge about mining cannot say Rwanda do not have mine. It's not possible. It's the same, the geological formation. We call it Karagwe-Ankole belt. It's in Rwanda, it is in South Uganda, it is in North Burundi, it is in DRC. This is the Karagwe-Ankole belt. It contains tin, tantalum, and coltan, and lithium, and it is on the border between the two store of Lake Kivu. And in the south, all geologists know that there is what we call Umbende belt and Rusizi belt, which is cut off the Karagwe-Ankole belt, and the Kibara belt, which is in the south of Congo. So Kibara belt, separate by Rusizi and Ubende belt. Then we have Karagwe-Ankole belt in the two store of Lake Kivu, in Kivu, DRC, and in Rwanda, and in the south of Uganda. The same composition of geology. So if you come and say there is no mineral in Rwanda, then I ask you, where is Karagwe-Ankole belt is? And you say it is in Rwanda, in DRC. Where Karagwe-Ankole belt have tin as an example in DRC and not have tin as an example in Rwanda? This is nonsense.
So the geological formation of minerals from Zimbabwe all the way to Zambia, Katanga, which is southeast part of DRC, Rwanda, west part of Tanzania, the whole Rwanda, the whole part of Kivu region of DRC, we have the same mineral formation. Typically, any mineral that you find in Rwanda, you can also find it in DRC. No country has a monopoly to any type of minerals. Actually, I even encourage investors who can come and invest in rare skills in mining sector in Rwanda, so that you can develop capable brains. Actually, we'll even discover minerals that we're not even sure that we have, but for sure minerals are there. Being a massive investment industry, so we need knowledge, we need massive investment. The only two, if you come with that, you'll thank me later that you'll be sure you'll be guaranteed that you'll make profit in the future.
For Rwanda's mining sector to reach its full potential, investment in skills development and capacity building is crucial. The industry requires a highly skilled workforce trained in modern mining techniques and mineral processing.
All this information in geology, there is different steps. Step number one, to have that general study. Step number two, to have deep zone, identify where you want to mine. Step number three, go to the specific 1 or 2 or 3 and start mining. And when we start mining, you continue the research. That's why geologists and mining continue to work. And the mining produce, the geologists continue to explore further resources in the zone until The zone is completed, then we do what we call, and also missing in Rwanda, we rebuild the place where mining was. We call it mining closure. It's another step. You made it as it was before mining company arrived, and you safeguard the environment, and you make it completely restore. Then you go elsewhere. If you have a good standard, we have exploration, we have exploitation, then we have reclamation, and the end of closure of mining. Then you go for other process. In all this process, you need to have people with good skill, educated. If you count on artisanal mining, then you have a lot of accidents, because those who go in the ground without enough ventilation, without enough security, without enough study of the rock stability, etc., then they have a lot of accidents. That's why we need absolutely to have good skills in charge of any activity in the mining sector.
We need skilled people. Skills is very important. Sometimes you have to outsource skills in neighboring countries. We have our young generations. Most of them, our mining school is still young. It's have started producing young engineers, technicians, but the need on the ground is still there. There are some rare skills in metallurgy, in building plants like this. So mining really covers many subjects. For example, we need mineral lawyers. Not to end, everyone can come and negotiate with the government. With a public resources like minerals, you convince convince high-ranking officials that they need to sign you a license so that you can extract these public property assets for the next 34 years. You need people with brains. We need people, skilled people. So we need really really a big range of skills so that you can be able to maximize the minerals and mining industry in general.
I studied mathematics, economics, and geography in secondary school. In geography, we learned a little about mining, which made me curious about it. I often wondered what exactly was mining. In our neighborhood, we used to see small, shiny stones that looked like glass, and people would lie to us saying they were gold. That curiosity stayed with me, and when I learned about mining was a course offered at university, I immediately chose it. Fortunately, I applied for an internship, got it, and eventually secured a job in the mining industry. Now, my curiosity has been satisfied. I now understand that those glass-like stones were not gold. As I mentioned, we recently took some samples from a site and we're still conducting research to determine whether the gold can be mined at scale. However, we have already detected its presence.
I used to be afraid of working in mining because I thought it was dangerous and that mines could collapse. I also used to see people mining in rural areas where I grew up, but they never seemed to gain anything from it. However, when I came here, I saw that mining was being done in a transparent and organized way by a company without dishonesty or exploitation. Working in the sector was not as risky as I had thought. When I first arrived, I was doing business and working for someone else. Interestingly, many of the people from my community ended up working for the company when it first started. The money we earn from mining is beneficial. It helps us support our families, and it also contributes to the country's development. The revenue helps build schools, roads, and hospitals, making it easier for us to access healthcare.
In Rwanda, we are in a good way. In many countries of Africa, they are also progressing, but for Rwanda, we go very quickly because we have probably a small country and we can manage it. But we have also a very good leadership who are strict, no corruption, and helps to make standard. For example, we have laws that enforce this is permitted, this is not permitted, you need to have this stuff in the place, etc. Recently, we revised the law, by the way. So it's a good progress, but we still have way to go. So now, from mining engineer, we need to go to metallurgy engineering. That's add value of the mining. When we have tin, we prefer to have tin smelter. There is one. We have tungsten. We need to have a processing of that metal. And those who work on that domain are metallurgists. We are planning to open a program of metallurgy in the School of Mining and Geology. That is the second step.
If you have knowledge, the next thing is to mobilize resources so that you can conduct exploration, researches to discover new deposits. You can be able to build plants. You can be able to convince financial institutions to give you financial facilities for you to be able to mine. You need a lot to put a lot of things and organize many things to get one result, which is the profitability. In the end, when your mine is profitable, it means you have employed people, you have paid taxes, you have contributed to the stability of the currency of the country. So many macro and micro economic aspects of the economy.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of The Business Age. Today we focused on Rwanda's mining industry, looking at how it has evolved over the years. You are with me, Narengwa Fiona Mothoni.